Before you buy land, before you get critters, try this first. Grow one small garden and see if you can actually make it work for an entire season. Not just planting it, not just watering it, but managing it all the way through. You know, pests, weather, timing, all of it. Because this is where most people run into problems. It's not the dream that's wrong, it's that they never tested it in a real way. Today, we're going to talk about why starting with one small garden might just be the smartest thing you could do, and what it actually teaches you, assuming you stick with it. A small garden sounds really simple until you actually try to run it for an entire season. It's not just planting seeds and watching things grow. It's every single day watering, weeding, checking for pests, and staying top of everything. You miss a few days because life gets busy and things get behind. You get a stretch of bad weather. Now you're dealing with problems you didn't expect. Look, we grow enough of everything for the squirrels, which are problematic here, but we've sure had our problems with deer and raccoons, especially in the corn. And then, of course, you've got to deal with the weather. I don't know how many times over the years we've had our corn knocked down just at harvest time and actually ended up harvesting it from the ground. As soon as you finish one thing, it's time for the next. That's the part most people never experience all the way through. They start strong, but they don't see what it actually takes to finish. And that's exactly why starting small matters. I have people ask me all the time how they get started growing their own food. So this is what I tell them to do. Start with one small garden. Something like 20 by 20 or 24 by 24. But not a couple pots on the porch, but not an acre either. It's got to be big enough to matter, but small enough to manage. And don't just plant it, run it for a full season, from the day you put the seed in the ground all the way through harvest. Because I can't tell you how many gardens I see around here in July when it gets really, really hot that are absolutely abandoned. How big was your first garden? And did you actually stick with it all the way through? I wonder. Look, you got to stay on top of this stuff. You got to deal with the weeds, the pests, the timing. And you certainly can't walk away when it gets hard. Because if you can't manage a small garden well, more land's not going to fix that. That one space will teach you more than anything else you can do starting out. It'll show you what it actually grows and what struggles, and how much time this actually takes. That one small garden will teach you things most people will never learn. You start to realize pretty quick timing matters more than effort. You can work hard, but if you plant too late or too early or miss a harvesting window, it doesn't matter. You also learn that it's not about motivation. It's about having a system. Because motivation comes and goes, but that garden still needs attention every day. You find out what actually grows well where you live and what just looks good on paper. Some things will produce and other things, well, they're going to struggle. And some things just aren't worth the space. And maybe the biggest one, you learn how much time growing your own food actually takes. Not just planting day, but every day after that. And once you see all that, you'll stop thinking about a garden as something you try and start thinking about it as something you run. And that's the difference most people never get. So if you're thinking about growing your own food, don't feel like you need a lot of land. Don't feel like you need to have everything figured out. And don't think you gotta have a bunch of stuff. Start small, but take it seriously. Pick a space and build one small garden and run it for the entire season. Stay with it when it gets hot and stay with it when things go wrong. And trust me, somewhere along the lines, something's going to go wrong. And see it all the way through. Because if you can do that, you'll learn more from that one garden than anything else you can do starting out. And once you've done that, you're not just planting anymore. You're building something that can actually feed you and your family. If you've ever tried this or thinking about it, let me know down in the comments. I read every one. From all of us here at Possum Ridge Farms, until next time, I'll see you down at the barn.